Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from Mason Works Marketing here on Conscious Business Zone. Today with my friend Charol Messenger. Hi, Carol.
Hi, Kathy.
How are you today?
I'm a bit tired from a puppy.
Oh, how exciting. You're a new mommy. Oops,
A
there was.
new mommy. Yeah, mommy for the first time.
Oh, is that wonderful? That's so cool. Well, today I'm really excited to introduce my audience to you because I met you, and I don't even know what year that was, when I was on the board of directors for Colorado Independent Publishers Association.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have a division of my company that's called Mason Works Press that we publish books. And we clicked right away. It's almost like when people are awakened in a group of people that aren't awakened, we all see each other.
Yeah. Well, I connected with you right away. I
Yeah,
remember.
me too. Me too. And I think
15, 20 years, probably.
I know. Oh my God. No, well, we're young spring chickens. Anyway, what I want everyone to know is that Carol has given so much of her life since the 70s when she had an awakening experience to capturing in a brilliant way. She's a very talented articulator of what comes through her, which I don't feel I am. So I really feel blessed that she captures it. And she has written a gazillion books, what, 11, 12? I don't know how many.
Lost track.
Well, I have one of these right here that I found on my shelf. I know I have more than this, but this is the one I found. And at this point, you had one, two, three, four, five other books. And this one is an award-winning book.
They
So
have all won awards. To date, I have won 16 awards, and 6 of those are international.
fantastic. So I wanted to ask you while I go tag some people to come, I wanted to ask you about this divine presence. And in 1975, you were going on your life, and all of a sudden you were transfigured, you were transformed. Could you talk a little bit about that experience so that people could get a feeling for your journey and how they may relate to your journey?
And I can always have a lot to say, so I'm going to try to say what's relevant, and anyone can ask questions.
Okay.
I had been reading books voraciously for 6.5 years, uh, and I had no clue that this was coming. I never expected it. I did not anticipate it. I was not ready for it. But my world picked me up and turned me around 180 degrees. And it was highly traumatic, dramatic, quite exceptional. But bottom line is, when I finally went through this final piece, which lasted from about 8 p.m. to about 2 in the morning, so about 6 hours, I was in another space mentally. And I was in my bedroom, and the whole room was lit up with light at night with the lights off. And I saw angels singing, a chorus of angels singing outside the gates of heaven, and just a lot of different things happened, but it was quite profound. All I know is when I got to the other side of this, everything had changed. I had a new perspective. I suddenly had a sense of direction, and a sense of meaning and purpose. And I had gifts that I didn't realize before, that they were all immediate, but I accepted the ability to hear. And that was the main one. And but over time, I realized that they were all still there, but I gradually embraced them. And that was being an empath, sensing and feeling, having images and visions come to me, and I didn't realize, oh my God, I'm a clairvoyant, and I didn't know that before. So we have all these talents inside of us, and I have learned that when we go with it and just say yes, other things show up.
That's right. Well, but did you feel my experience and it's disorienting. So you all of a sudden see the world and see so much more that connect. accepting of the word.
Well, yes, that's true. What came to me in that moment, and after the event, I did channel the piece that was written in the book. It just flowed through me seamlessly. I'm going, that's really good. So I kept it. But yes, I did see the whole world of all of humanity during that time. I did experience the whole of humanity and how we are all interconnected lights.
Beautiful.
We are all part of the same web of light. And it was really powerful to get also past, present, future, and just to get a sense of the wholeness of it. That's what really changed me.
I see. Okay. And then, but when you're experiencing that, did you feel still connected? So a lot of people's experiences when they are become aware or it's not enlightened because you're not quite, you're still here.
You're moving. Well, it's an endless journey. We have more awareness, and it continues to expand decade by decade.
Right. But did you feel so the reason I'm asking this is I felt totally different. I had more access. It was as though my field was bigger. I could access more data, but I wasn't necessarily more able to integrate it with the outside.
That takes a lot. That takes a daily commitment of just being present. And that's the reason I meditate every day, is because with everything that's going on, like right now, I have a brand new puppy. It's the meditation is what connects me to my center, and anchors me in the zone and pulls in the light, which also has energetic properties. But that's what helps me get through the day and through my personality.
Right.
Because I still have and I discovered I'm empathic, so I have very strong emotions. And I'm a Cancer sun sign, so emotions are right on the surface. And I find that the challenge is, the spiritual part is very easy. The challenge is being present in this moment in the world and doing our best every single day. That's all we can do.
That's perfect. But see, I want to say even more, because I think that your genius, your gift is that you can articulate and make things usable. I mean, the way that the books that you've created, they're it's not like a teacher student where you're talking down to your student.
No.
You're actually creating access points.
Well, it's inclusive. And that's what I like about the higher consciousness. Whether it's my higher consciousness, the universal consciousness, or the divine consciousness. And currently it's Jesus speaking through me, but he said he was behind everything. So okay, cool. And that came as a surprise to me, but I embrace it because I feel the presence and I feel the energy. But what I know is it's totally all inclusive, and what's written is from such a point of view of we're all in this together. And it doesn't matter who a person is or where they come from or where they live or what their background is. Doesn't matter what their race is or whether they have a faith or have none. We're all in this world together, and we are all learning to become more of who we were born to be.
Exactly. Yay. Okay, so let's talk about that, because you have before we talk about your latest work, which is for working with Jesus, I'd love to go to the new human topic, because Barbara Marx Hubbard, somebody I studied some of her work, not all of her work. I wasn't a groupie, but I really liked her work, and she called this new human from 2012 on Homo Universalis. And the new human was more capable, more their gifts, their personal divine gifts, were accessible to them, and they use them in a dance with others. And is that the way you see it too?
Yes. Well, and what I will say is the very first thing that I received, and first of all, after the awakening in 75, it took 6.5 years to 100% integration.
Wow.
And these were all star aligned for some reason. I don't know. During a 7-planet alignment, March 5th of 1982, all of a sudden everything just came together and integrated. And 2 months later, I began receiving all of these books, and the angels are the ones who woke me up and said I agreed to do this.
Uh-huh.
The New Humanity was the very first thing I received. I wasn't ready at the time. I integrated it for 12 years. I was editing it, and all of this. And then 12 years later, they or whoever resent all of the material, 6 different books, brand new, the same contents, the same material, but in perfect. All I had to do was proofread, no editing.
Oh.
And the New Humanity was the first thing I published. It's the keystone of everything that I receive, and all of the books actually tie into it. How did they? Another book that I published in 2017, first and second place internationally, The New Humans, talks about what you're saying exactly. They say it's started in the 70s, the mid 70s, where the first, where they were in early, where we were. I was in the first wave. There are several waves of awareness.
Yes.
As we volunteer to come into the planet.
Yeah.
The mid 70s was another group, and I don't remember which wave it was now. It may have been a second wave. I possibly. I know the 40s were very big. But those who are born since then, especially since 2001, are those. Some people have different names for them, but they are the new humans.
I see.
The children born, especially since 2001, carry this not only spiritual insight and awareness, but genetic improvements in their bodies and in their brains.
Okay.
And this will continue. And so they are that. I know it's true of every generation. The children are our future. But what we are going through right now as a planet, the thing that was really important, I think the reason I went through what I did when I did at the time, even though it was predetermined by my soul, I decided to go through this big thing I did. Right now, humanity is in its, not counting when we began as beings way back when, before, at the Big Bang, after the Big Bang, because humans did start then. What we're going through right now is the most important time in human history. We're going through a true transformation and transcension of our consciousness as a species. Right. All of humanity, whether people realize it or not, and people gradually become more aware of it, and their place in it. We all have talents and gifts, and that's just use our talents and gifts, and that's our part. That's how we are a part of it. But this transformation is a very big deal. That's why, even though things look very difficult, we still are a global society. And globally, in all corners of the earth, people are awakening. And it's not a mental thing, it's the heart. What matters is the heart consciousness, because everything comes from the open heart. It's not a mental exercise. It's not studying, reading. It's not intellectual. It's a heart awareness. And from that, and the children born today, since 2001, are the ones who carry this new thing further than anyone has before. There will be another wave. I don't remember, but it's in an upcoming book that I will publish this year. The fourth wave, I can't remember. There's a third wave and a fourth wave that I'm going to be publishing soon.
Okay.
About the next generation of higher awareness than has existed previously on this earth or anywhere else. Humans exist not only on earth.
Right.
But so the new humans are here and now present. And the veil was lifted between this world and other worlds. The reason it's so easy to access this information now, the veil lifted in 2011, September 22, during the autumn equinox. That's what I was given and was published in the New Humans.
When say that again? What was the date?
September 22, 2011.
That's my birthday.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, that was the day.
2011.
You know how we've had this veil between worlds?
Yeah.
That was because I started receiving 5 days before that, oh, this is coming, oh, it's here, we're here, Anyway, the veil lifted between worlds so that those with eyes to see and ears to hear can more easily connect with these realms, these dimensions than ever before in human history. Not just a few people, not just a few key people. I mean, everyone on the planet has access to this.
Yes.
We don't have to go through somebody. We can go to it ourselves directly through the open heart.
Perfect. And that's what's happening right now. But so when you've looked at this, so you are a futurist in a lot of ways.
Well, I think of it as being a futurist because I get stuff about the future.
Yeah.
Not only the present matters, but also what's coming. Yes, I do.
And so do you feel that, are you optimistic and hopeful? Are you feeling that we're blessed and yeah.
It depends on which part of me you ask. When I am in my spiritual being, when I'm anchored in the light and I am in that zone, and it's like, oh my God, how can not everybody know this? It's so powerful. It is so true. We have millennia ahead of us. The world will not end. Humanity does not end. Democracy does not end.
Right.
We are going through a transformation, and that means it's tricky. But that's why it's important for all of us to do our part to bring the light of empathy, the light of compassion,
mm-hmm.
the light of service, whatever it is. Each of us has our own gifts, our own awareness, a way of understanding. And as long as we are living to contribute in some way, then we are living in that light, and then we are serving our higher purpose. And each person knows what that is, or feels it or senses it. Usually it's a felt knowing.
Right.
It's not a mental thing. We don't know mentally. We get confused mentally, but it's a felt knowing, and that's what guides us. But yes, things are only getting better. And the thing to remember, despite all of the challenges and difficulties, all over the world. Well, I was told recently in the material yet to be published soon, I think that was for the book I'm publishing as soon as I can get the puppy underhand, is that 90%, as Jesus gave me to share, 90% of the world's population have an open heart.
Wow.
It doesn't matter how they understand it, how they see it, how they interpret it, but that means they are living from a place of compassion. And that gave me a lot of hope.
Wow.
Because when we realize that doesn't mean everybody knows the things that understands things in the way that we do. Right. But that means the open heart is the only thing that matters. And when we do that, everything else works out.
That's perfect. That's fantastic. Well, I want to say hi to Rosie and to Wendy. Wendy wrote, do you see a positive timeline, and what time frame do you think it will take to bring in the new timeline? What time frame?
We're already in we're already in that timeline.
Okay. The
timeline began September 22, 2011.
Right.
We did begin changes in the 70s. We began changes in the 40s. That was the first wave, and then the second wave. we are already in it. It's not the future, it's the present. And this will go on yet gradually, as you know how humans are like to take their time figuring things out. But it will take a long time. It's not immediate.
Oh, well,
Which is why it's so important that each of us do our whatever we can during our lifetime, because that's why we're here. We're here to help bring more compassion into this world.
perfect. Perfect. Beautiful. And I think it feels so good to have you say that. Thank you so much. So Wendy, I hope if you have other questions, please fire them away. Peter just put, do we need to do anything to bring it all in?
Meditation is the best way. It's the easiest way. You don't have to go learn it. You can buy a tape, a CD, something. You can buy an audible thing. You can buy an audible thing that you can use as a tool if you don't already know how to meditate yourself. Number one is very important to do this. Ideally, the morning first thing is ideal, because that's when you're fresh and you just woke up. And so you haven't gotten busy with the day. The other thing that helps in conjunction with that is deep breathing. The deep rhythmic breath as you meditate, focus on breathing in that breath. And I have a very busy mind. Even my mind goes everywhere. But when I focus on the deep rhythmic breath, and I have a little ritual that I go through that guides me, as long as I come back to that and stay focused on that, I still get there. So it doesn't matter if the mind is busy. You ignore it and you come back to this point that you were focused on. You come back. So it really helps. The deep rhythmic breath in and out very slowly as you meditate brings you into that zone. When you're new, it can take an hour. It gradually takes you less time to get there. If you miss a day, it takes longer to get there when you come back. If I miss a day or two, it takes 2 or 3 times longer to get back into the zone when I resume. So it's easier if you do it every day. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think so. Peter, please ask another question if you need more clarification. I think what we're experiencing right now is in a lot of ways, it's these empathic, compassionate feelings are somewhat overwhelming for people that haven't been open. Do you have a suggestion of how to deal with that?
Same answer.
Oh.
I get lost in my emotions all the time because it's right on the surface for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I find the thing that keeps me present and that keeps me calm and centered is that daily meditation. And if nothing else, if you're at the job, get away somewhere for 5 minutes longer if you can. Go to the bathroom and shut the door. Find a place to be quiet for a few minutes and breathe in that center, breathe in that calm, because it all comes in. And when you do that, you feel that calming center bring you back into focus. And that is the other thing I do in addition to that is, I do things that are, soothing music, things that are calming in my environment. What kind of television or movies I watch depends on the mood I'm in, but things that are heartfelt or things that are calming and soothing in any kind of media form can bring that back in.
Right.
So, but it's okay to feel emotions. There's nothing wrong with emotions. Because emotions are a way we act. In fact, I will say this. When there are some movies I've watched that really, like, oh my God, that touched me so deeply, so profoundly, that's when I connected best and easier to Jesus. All of a sudden, I felt it more clearly because I raised my vibration through that deep, strong feeling. So
Wow.
there's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
emotions.
yeah, no, but I think that emotions, a lot of people have them, and this is the time. I think as soon as we got on lockdown, a lot of people had to deal with their fear of death. So
Oh,
that was a big opportunity in my world, in my view, to really clear out as much of that so you could start seeing, because I found myself at my desk. I used to have an office space, and I'm working out of the house, and I found myself, I heard myself talk, and it was like, did I just say that to myself? So it gave me a chance to keep clearing, because you
keep
don't even
clearing.
know what program you're running until it appears, and then you get to choose, right? That's the
You
conscious.
get to, well, life is choice.
Right,
Everything is about choice and making choices that are beneficial
right, right,
and recognizing when we're not making that kind of a choice
right.
and then backing off and saying, okay, don't need it, walk away.
Perfect. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Because, if something doesn't resonate or isn't feeling right, it's best to walk away from it.
Right, right.
And because life is our choices and the way we experience our moments, our hours, our days is our choices.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly. But I think that that's been part of the a wake up call, is whether or not you're you're running the concept that you're a victim or you're the co-creator. So
oh,
you have the idea,
okay.
because I think,
Yeah, feeling like a victim is like that. I mean, momentarily, and then say, okay, enough of this already. Stop that.
yeah,
Cancel.
exactly.
Cancel. No.
Well,
Stop ourselves. Change the program. What I do sometimes, if I get into situations like that, I find a distraction. I change the channel. I do something different to get my head out of it. Change my mind space.
right, right,
And I'm not doing enough, but the puppy, even though he's only 4 pounds, the puppy will help once the weather dries up. Uh, Outside, it's really good to get out in nature,
yes,
and music is really helpful. But yeah, basically, I found what one of the things that helps to remember is we are always making our own choices and deciding for ourselves what's going to happen. Where everything we choose creates an outcome,
right,
and so it's being more conscious and aware of our thoughts and our feelings, so that we are choosing outcomes that we really want. And it's like, what did I do? How did I? Oh my God! How do I have to change this? But
yeah,
the other thing, in terms of because we are always, whether we're in this body or after, we are always our conscious self. We don't die. We may leave this personality, we may leave this lifetime, but we're still here.
right,
And that's not just us, but we just keep going. This is one little experience, and whatever we are experiencing does affect other people. And if it's time for us to go, then we go, and if it's not, we don't, because we are here for a reason. And we know if we have finished our job or not.
right, right,
And
right,
if we haven't finished our job, we're not going.
right, right, right.
So
But
there's no reason. So death really is an illusion.
right, right. Okay, so Wendy wrote on here, my son is very crystal or high in his energy frequency. How will these types of children handle the coming years? It was
Better than the rest of us. Go ahead.
because it was not very easy for the ones that came in the wave 1980.
She's okay. That would be the mid 70s. Uh, it's really being, as we're talking about, that self-awareness, that sense of personal identity as part of a whole. We each have our own self-awareness, our own personal identity, but also realizing that we are connected. We are really webs of light. We are connected through our hearts with every other being on the planet.
Beautiful. Thank you.
And it also happens, we can also elevate it to our higher consciousness, but that happens on its own. It can't be forced. It cannot be rushed. But when this is how I discovered it by accident. The awakening in 75 was the beginning of the journey that I didn't know I was on. 82, 94. There was another one. I can't remember. It's like, I'm just going along doing my thing, doing my best to live by intention to be my best self.
Right.
And do the best, make the best choices every day. And sometimes not doing that. But that was the hard intention. And becoming more conscious and more aware of other, and not just myself, year by year. It continues to expand and grow. It's not a limited thing. It's almost like a living presence. We are a living presence, and we are always expanding a little bit more all the time. And every now and then we just elevate. All of a sudden, it's like, how did I get here? And all of a sudden we're there, and we have more awareness and more understanding than we did before. This is a pattern that continues forever, beyond this life. But as for these children, honor who they are, honor their interests, their hobbies, their talents, because this is their gift. And when they live from that place and they live from their heart, only good will come of it. Does that make sense?
I think so. Wendy, if you have other questions, please share. And any of you, I'd love Rosie. If you have a question, love to hear. Rosie's a brilliant communicator as well of the divine. She's quite amazing. So Peter does a lot of law of attraction, Abraham Hicks work. That's his thing. Thank you.
So he understands. Okay, he's probably doing a better job of it than I am.
Well, you know what? It's also different. Everyone's perspective is so different. But the thing that I feel is the gift of what you're explaining is that you're translating what the divine, you're putting into usable form a pathway in all of your books of understanding, so we can each step into the next level.
Well, and that's the reason it turns out I have a gift of writing, which is the channel. The channel, it's so much easier to channel it, but I can still write as well. I also happen to be the team editor of my soul group. Everybody else is not on the earth, but I am. So I'm my soul group. I'm the team editor. So I have those gifts, which help me. But I find the reason. So it's a natural form for me. But I've been doing it for such a long time. That's how I've integrated it. But yes, the books come from a place of personal. It has to relate on a personal level, or what's the point? Right. We have to be able to embrace it on a personal level so we can make use of it in our own way. What I like about the books, that's the reason I write as many until my last breath. I'll be publishing books because they are tools to help someone no matter where they're at in their experience.
Well, some of the people that are channeling, and they were doing this in the past too. Barbara Marciniak was channeling the Palladians. They were always warning about humanity, and then there are some channels right now that are saying we are right now at kind of a tipping point, a time period where we better convert or wake up enough people in order for the earth. And it sounds like you don't have that same worldview.
I don't buy into that, and here's why.
Good.
What in the 1980s, right after the integration, which was in March 82, the next year I was very heavy into ET channeling. I was doing groups and all kinds of stuff. I had conclaves in the Black Forest throughout for an entire summer, where hundreds of people from everywhere come and came. That was one of my lives in this lifetime. And it was all well and good. It was fun. But I made a choice because I could see in the private groups that I was doing, I could see that I just made a decision. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to talk about anything that's doom and gloom. That's not the way I see this. And I'm not going there. Right. I made that decision and it stopped.
That's so interesting.
But well, yeah, I chose what I was willing to receive and accept and share. And that was not okay with me. Because some part of me, as the bigger soul, understands that this is all a choice that we are all making every day. There's no end game. And I am very sure that the materials that I have been receiving and publishing, the good stuff since '94, when I got the new generation of materials, from the very beginning, the reason I trust this now is ever since from 82 to 94 and everything since then. I did a blog from 2011 to 2017.
Okay.
And part of that is in the New Humans. What I know is everything that I've been receiving is consistent. I'm getting the same information over and over again in different words. And that is that we do not end. We do not destroy the world. The world does not end. Democracy does not end. Humanity continues for millennia on this planet. Whatever dimension, I don't know. There could be layers of dimensions simultaneously. All I know is this world is what we make it. And it's our job during our life in this lifetime to do whatever we can to make it better.
Beautiful. Yay.
But I have no concerns and no fears at all when I'm in this space that I'm in right now. Do not buy into the doom and gloom because it's an illusion.
Yes. Yes.
We really are powerful light beings. Every one of us. All we have to do is own it.
Right. Right. Decide.
Yeah. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
My next question is about the Jesus work. I've gotten to spend time with this woman named Roberta Grimes, who also channels Jesus and has written several books. And I wondered the work that you're doing with Jesus. First of all, do you have any feeling on the Bible representation of Jesus, or do you have any?
I only share what he gives me. What I can say is, number one, okay, let's see. I was in the Southern Baptist Church at the age of 11 or 12. And I wanted to be baptized at 12 because I thought I was going to be a missionary. Well, who knew? But then I got away from it after high school, and went on to live my life and had nothing more to do with it. From college all the way until 75. So that was a long time because I finished college in, I can't remember what year was that. It was a few years. But what I can say is, but when I went through that crisis in 75 that led up to the awakening, I was being bombarded by dark forces. And I had dark forces around me. And for the first time in like 15 years, I prayed. I brought in angels around me unknowingly without having a clue what to do. I didn't know what I was doing. It was all blind. I wasn't reading books at the time. But my stepmother, God bless her, I accidentally ran into her somewhere. And I just told her I needed a Bible and some candles, and she gave them to me without question. And that saved my life.
Wow.
I prayed, and what I realized after the fact was that angels protected me and surrounded me during the entire, it was like 1 or 2 months period that I was going through up to that night. And I was protected and didn't understand how. I just knew I asked for help and I had it. I also had no understanding of spirit guides, and I didn't know they were with me until after.
I see.
But it was all there, which is why I feel protected. And I always call on it. I always ask for it because it makes a difference to ask for help. But where were we going?
Well, I was asking about the Bible's representation.
Oh yeah. So the Jesus book. So all I know is when I was channeling a lot of material in the 80s, and I didn't know that the new book he sent me in 1989. I hauled the manuscript around in paper for 30 years. And I didn't look at it until just before I wrote his first book through me that I published in 2019. He started writing it 3 weeks after I started reading the other book.
Uh-huh.
So I spent all of 2019 working on that one, which will now be an expanded second edition coming up soon. And then this book, I did have to edit it because I channeled it 30 years ago and I wasn't as perfect, but the message was meant for today.
Wow.
That's the thing. But the thing is, what he wrote in both books, he wrote a lot. He didn't talk about the past. He talks about the present. I was so surprised. But the book that I'm doing, this one. This was actually from 1989, edited, published second.
Wow. Okay. So
in both books, he talks about stories that are not in the Bible. He shares things about himself, his life, when he was at Jesus in the world. He talks about things that are not in the Bible, that no one, news stories. So he doesn't talk about the past. He talks about who we are, our present, our lives here and now. And he's just such a generous, kind soul. Is all I felt his presence so strong that it brought him in and said, okay, I have a book for you. I'm going, what? You got it. Because I had been doing it for such a long time, I had been doing this for more than 30 years. Well, probably at that point, more like 45 years, because that when it happened, it's like, oh my God, I just knew it was real. I knew it was him. And I said, whatever you want, I will do it. Because I felt his presence, which was a pure love that embraced me. And unlike anything I've ever experienced, it was so profound. And when I think of it, it's so profound. But that's all he cares about is the message.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, so as far as the second coming and all of that, does he say anything about?
Okay. Yes, he does. He discusses it, and that was the reason he wrote the book.
Okay.
The first book, In Jesus' Words Today, published in 2019, and it's about to be an expanded second edition. The first thing he said was, I am here. I have returned. He's here already.
Okay.
And I don't know how he's been here a long time already. He is already here. And he repeats it he repeats it in that book and in this book. He repeats it. And in the upcoming next 2 books that I've already got to publish, because he wants people to know that it's not some pie in the sky thing. He's present in the world, but not only he says, I and all the saints and masters have returned.
Yes, you can feel that. I got chills. You can feel that a lot of the ascended masters
All
are
of the ascended masters, all of the saints, all of the great teachers of Earth's history, every one of them are present on the planet right this minute.
right.
And here's the thing we need to know. He's not talking about they were born. They embodied as adults. And that's what he did. He embodied as an adult in the world, just as they did. But also he's still the ascended being that he is. So he's both at the same time. He's present, and like we think of as God, omnipotent. He's present everywhere all the time. His consciousness is that expanded.
Right.
So he can come down and be personal, and at the same time be there. But the second coming, we got it. It's already happened.
It definitely feels like that. Well, so Wendy put, I believe he lives within the breath of the human heart, and she says, does he talk about the Christ heart living in all?
Well, basically, what the second coming is the Christ consciousness in every person.
Right. Perfect.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
And the more aware we become of it, the more we open to it, the greater we feel it. That's really all there is to it.
Perfect.
Things are not as hard as we make them out to be. We get in our own way. But yes, he's absolutely right. He talks about, and that's why the breath is so important. The breath of life is the key to all of this. These are really simple things. Yes. All we just need to do is practice it. And the more we practice it, the more clarity we have. Perfect. Not only about ourselves, but about everything else around us.
This is beautiful. Terry wrote, and Terry's had a near-death experience. I believe we are embodying Christ consciousness. I am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
And those who have near-death and actually my awakening was a near-death experience because I believed I had died. I know that night I believed I had died. I was having trouble breathing, and Archangel Michael came in and overlighted me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
The next morning I went to a doctor, and that was a Sunday, and he gave me medication, which I didn't stay on very long because it was not what I needed.
Right.
Because I had felt I had died. And so, yeah, when you go through something like that, it helps you to just have a greater sense of the dimensions of possibility.
Right. Well, the reason I asked about Jesus, Roberta Grimes says that the Proverbs are the only thing that Jesus told her that were really accurate in the Bible. She said, just stay in the red words.
The Proverbs?
Yeah. She said,
I will take another look. That sounds like good advice.
Yes. And then the other
because he has told me that he has many instruments.
Beautiful.
I think he mentioned, I don't know if that means right now, but I think he mentioned like 1,000. He's channeling through many people because he has because he wants to make sure people get his message.
Right.
Well, but the biggest reason he channeled right now to me is to let us know all the saints have returned. And it's not just him. It's all of them are here to help us because we are in such an auspicious time for human. And this is the most auspicious time in human history, not just on this planet, but all worlds since the beginning.
Okay, so I have to ask a question then about the ET and all of that, because when you expand your consciousness, you include angels, masters, teachers, guides, your whole team, alien team. There's so many ships. There's so much ET activity right now. Do you feel that that's also part
It's
of all
all
of
part,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we all used to be ETs.
Yes.
We
I,
started, okay, I remember the first incarnation, which was in the Pleiades, and it's a planet that is no longer there.
oh,
And I remember it vividly. I remember leaving in a spaceship as it exploded because we destroyed the planet. Well, that was because we were first angels. We all, this was the other first message that began from from 82. All of the books mention it. We all started as angels. We were all angels. A few people decided to experience, what's this thing? Wow, that's cool. Let's find out what this is all about.
jump in.
Yeah, well, what a joyful experience. Anyway, but we all started as angels, and then the very first angels who decided to experience physical reality were in that first planet in the Pleiades.
Oh.
And when it was destroyed and everybody was leaving in spaceships, they went to several planets that are mentioned in Jesus First Today, the first book.
Okay.
And it's mentioned he talks about it in all the books, but he has chapters on that. He calls them the people today, the travelers. There's travelers here on the planet.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
They're all, yeah, a lot of them are from Orion. A lot of them are from, let's see, he mentioned several different areas. I forget what the Pleiades, Orion, and there were a few. I don't remember them all. Andromeda and something else. Go ahead.
Lyria, Arcturus.
Well, he named the ones that started the beginning, the first ones, and I don't remember offhand. I know Orion was the one that sticks in my mind because they're a very powerful influence on Earth. Yeah, and I attended some courses where I saw videos and things of like crop circles, and I got the whole history on it. And it's like, man, if they wanted to take us out, they could do it like that. There's no way. They're only here to help us.
Exactly.
And if there's a stray or whatever, I'm not concerned because they are here to help us. And I think what Stephen Greer is doing is phenomenal.
Yeah.
He is to be applauded for his service to the planet.
That's right.
It's very exciting what is happening right now. Well, and I've always believed, which is why they didn't have to take me, because I always knew that they're our allies.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Okay, so I want you to go, if you would, go back to your Jesus book and show it again, if you would.
The new one? Okay.
Well, because here, show it a little bit more. There we go.
Let me pull up the cover of the last one. 1 second.
Okay. So basically what Charol has done is she's giving you information that, back a little further towards your face.
This is the first edition. I'm about to publish the expanded second edition, which will include this content. Okay. I'm adding 50 pages. As soon as I can wrap my head around the puppy. I'm a week away from being done with it.
How cool.
And this is the newest book from Jesus, the second one that I actually first channeled in 1989. But this one is really relevant for the times we're living in right this minute with the pandemic.
Okay. And I've got the website up, awakeningkeys.com. And so that's where you can find this new work and other links to all of Charol's book, which I highly recommend. She's an excellent writer. It's fast reading. And the frequency inside the books are life-changing. That's what I'm so sensitive. That's what I don't even have to a lot of times read. I just
feel the frequency. Oh, that's so cool, Kathy.
Well, that's what a lot of the that's what we're here to do.
Thank you.
So,
Well, I certainly put a lot of energy into every one of them.
yeah.
Because I not only channel it and I first draft by hand,
Wow.
and I proofread as I'm writing it down. No, I hear as I hear it, and proofreading as I'm hearing it and writing it down, and then I get to type it. I format the book. I put all the energy into it. So,
Wow.
well, that's really neat. Well, they are all just to help people of whoever, any age. This last book, I have a friend in Boulder who has twin daughters who are 8 years old, and they like it.
Oh, fantastic.
Really surprised me.
So Wendy, that would be really helpful for you with your son, it sounds like, and she's interested in the new humans as well.
The
So
new humans, hang
yes,
on.
yes, want to make sure that.
Let me just pull out the covers here. Well, they're in here.
Yeah, they're in.
Wait a minute. Where am I?
Towards your face. Yeah, towards your face a little bit. Sorry, it's going to cover your face. There we go. Great. There we go.
This one, okay. This is an expanded edition from the original version.
Okay.
And this is the sequel, The New Humans, Second Genesis. We're in a second Genesis right now as a human species.
Yeah, and that's what I want. I love the fact that everything that you're saying puts us in an empowered state.
Well, yeah.
And my personal life mission is to help as many people wake up to their divinity as possible.
That's
why I love what you're doing. And we talked a while ago to get you on, to get you in, because this is the kind of materials that we really need people to know about as resources. These resources could change your perspective and help you create. We're creating all of this. You guys, we're very powerful beings. And the more that we have resources like this that help us get realigned to who we really are, the better the future will be for everyone.
For everyone, because exponentially it's happening, not without effort, but that's why it's important for each of us to do whatever we can.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Does Carol have a website? Yes, I put it up on the screen. I put up www.awakeningkeys.com, and I'll also, Wendy, put it in the comments so that you'll be able to see it. But I hope that anyone that's here will actually do us a favor and get and share this information to all sorts of their friends and family, because this is great stuff. It's really well written.
Okay. Oh, Kathy, I'm so grateful. And I'd like to mention for long term, my name, carolmessenger.com, is the same site.
Uh-huh. Yes, yes. Well, okay. And there's links to everything everywhere. And you're also on Facebook here. Well, we only have a couple more minutes, but I wanted, you and I had talked about the group in England that you wanted to mention at the end, and we're almost to the end. Would you like to talk about that?
Well, I just want to thank them. Michael Matique started it. He's in London, but members are all over the world. But thanks to Zoom, who knew what would come out of this pandemic? And I've developed some new friends, Aruba, Ethiopia. One happens to be in Boulder, but they're all everywhere. And these he has volunteer healers who help people all over the world. And I just wanted to say thank you and make a mention, because he does have a group on Facebook, Become Higher Self group. Is that what I have?
That's what you told me. So his name again, could you repeat it?
Michael Matique, M-A-T-I-K.
Okay.
So you should ask to join his group.
I will.
Yeah.
So, but I think what we're seeing is that once people have identified that they're powerful co-creators with the universe, and that's a big part of the role here, then a lot of the pressure of the programming of our culture, and God love it, our parents meant well. A lot of that goes by the wayside. And then this is all about what serves everyone. So the idea of being in service, about you just mentioning Michael Matique, where he's connecting all these healers together to do free healing, to heal people. I mean, there's so much service like what you're doing and what he's doing, evolving here, that's quite amazing. That's part of our new future. And I'm so happy to know you and know that you're part of it, and want to thank you. You have so much gratitude for
Kathy. Thank you so much.
Such quality work.
I'm so glad we reconnected, and it was finally time.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Well, I needed to get the new material, I think. So much has happened since we first discussed all of this. Well, everything, the whole world has changed.
Right, right. Well, I think it's real obvious now, more obvious because of being shut down for a while, that we're creating our experience. And before it was, easy to say, and even in politics and all of that, we let everyone else do it because they knew more. Well, now it's like, oh, I have a responsibility here.
Exactly. They don't necessarily know more.
Or they.
It's a people problem.
Yeah. Well, but once you reconnect, and we'll have to come on again and talk about angels and everything, but once you reconnect with your team and you are self-assured that you're being protected, you can all of a sudden fulfill your wildest dreams to make this place a better place.
Well, that's the reason for being in this life, and I apparently still have at least 20 years to go. So it's like hanging in there. And because actually I enjoy the channeling. I enjoy it more than anything else. It's when I am my pure self 100%, and it's like, oh my God, there I am, and it's such, and working on the books is such I'm the first one who gets to read it. So I feel so honored and grateful with every breath in that, when I'm doing this. And when I miss it because I haven't done it because of the puppy. So when I'm in that space, it's just perfection.
Oh, it's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Your work is
beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, and I hope, again, as many of you as possible, if you could please share this on your pages or on your feeds, that would help more people know about Charol Messenger and her work. And again, I'll put more information of how you can contact her in the information above and during the feed. And thank you all. Thank you. And thank you, Charol. Thank you. We'll talk again.
Thank you, Kathy. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sorry, it's not turning off.
Well, this was just wonderful for me.
It's still on. I don't know why it's not turning off.
I can show you my other books.
No, I need to. Okay, I'm going to close this down and we'll call each other.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I love you. Bye.
Oh, no. And it says, no, don't leave it that way. What do I do? I've never had this happen before.